But let's start with President William Ruto speaking. He was asked by a Finnish reporter about the abductions, and he said this.
All of them have been brought back to their families and to their homes.
All of them have been brought back to their... Brought back by who? All of who?
And all of them who?
Yeah. Brought back by who? All right. Let's go into some lived realities now. That's one side, saying all of them are back home. But let's speak to the sister of one person who has been missing since the finance protests and see what her experience has been so far.
Vile Raisi alisema jana, mimi waliachiliwa. Tunangoja simu tupigiwe tuambiwe niko mahali fulani kuja munichukue. Nimekuwa nikirevisit City Mortuary, hospitali zote za Kenyatta. Nikiangalia maybe kuna unknown mwenye ajulikani. Kama yuko death or alive atolewe. Huyu ndio kijana ambaye tulikuwa tegemeo la especially my mom. Mama alingojeka kabisa. In fact akulangi. Wakati alisikia Ruto amesema watoto walilengeshwa nyumbani, alinipigia simu akanusa, ama amempata mtoto wangu. Nikamwambia mama, wacha tungoje hata leo tuone kama anaweza toka. Maybe wamelilisiwa mahali wako.
We forget just how, well, we don't forget, we try to make sure that we don't, but just how heart-wrenching that is to have this false hope. You know, you hear the president say they've been returned and the mom is calling and saying, oh, is that something I've missed? The sister saying she's going to mortuaries and hospitals. These are people's realities. And sometimes it's very frustrating to see, you know, some members of the political class very disconnected from this reality. These are people's lives.
I think to say something like that for political expediency, knowing how it... I think it takes a lack of empathy, like a serious lack of empathy, because that's what you're doing when you say they've been released. You're giving people false hope. People who are living through, like you've said, the worst day of their life just keeps happening over and over again. Can you imagine visiting hospitals, mortuaries, looking for your loved ones consistently? Doing that once is hard enough. Imagine doing it consistently. And then now to be told that, oh, they've been released and your person, you still don't know where they are. That's one family of many families that are still looking for their loved ones. I'm very proud of us as a nation for how we have not allowed the normalization of abductions. And I will say we need to keep our foot on their necks. It can't be commonplace. It can't happen again. Already we've lost too much, but now for these families, who is working towards actually getting them justice and finding their loved ones?
Yeah, really well said. I think we've seen some images of organizations like Vocal Africa. I think these are the ones who are trying to make sure that these stories are not forgotten, that these cases are not set aside. So hopefully with the support of members of the public, we can continue to do that.
I just come back and say that the president swore a constitutional oath of office. In fact, there are two oaths that a president takes, right? And one of them is to protect and serve the Constitution.
Right.
If people have disappeared in the country, whatever they've gone to, there's a responsibility that starts at the president's desk that goes all the way to the national security organs to establish what has happened, to give answers to what has happened, to produce the body of the person who's gone missing, or come up with an answer and say, we don't have the body, but this is what we know, right? There's nothing like that. So let's even say that Mwende's brother, right, is somewhere. So the president says, may be saying that he was not among those who were abducted. So where is he? There's still a question that the president has got to answer. And we can't, you know, just leave it like this, that he let it be floating. No, it cannot be. It cannot be. This is just a violation of the Constitution. When people disappear in a country, and this country has a president, and the entire apparatus of government cannot say where these people went.
Right.
It's wrong.